Hello, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. I hope all is well with you, and of course, as is our custom, we like to wait a few extra skinny seconds before we begin so that other people have an opportunity to join us in our exploration and journey today. All right, I'm just about to get our little slides going here. Okay, and of course, we always expand it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. And in these 14 or so minutes of our time together, you will see how you can use beauty, finesse, and performances to discipline your actions and produce multiple works of artistic masterpieces through your leadership power, abilities, strengths, and insights. So let us begin our journey. When David was still a shepherd of his family's sheep, he wrote this song to worship and praise God and to acknowledge and accept the supreme leadership of God. Even though David did not really understand God, David still called the workings, character traits, and even the dwelling places of God things of beauty and goodness. David saw the many qualities and attributes of God as things of delight, pleasure, goodness, kindness, and grace. Do you hope your own leadership is seen by other people as a thing of beauty? Before leaders can finesse and become an agent of finesse, we should examine our own impacts and effects. Are strong How strong or developed are your skills, your performances, or activities? Do you find it difficult or smooth and easy when it's time to handle complex challenges or the forces of chaos or unresolved employee problems? What strategies, techniques, or devices serve you well whenever you deal with uncertainty, volatility, or ambiguity? Please pay special attention to the fact that even artistic endeavors demand a high level of discipline, rigor, and focused attention to detail. As we dig deeper in our explorations of the evolutionary progression which takes us from beauty to finessing to performance excellence, and if we ever hope to practice and master the true art of leadership, we must always view the world, talk about the world, and purposefully interact with the world just like artists do. Existence suggests forms, solid or completely static and stabilized energy. Life means vibrant, vitality, or vital and vivaciousness where energy flows, it peaks, and brightens the landscape. In performing your leadership duties and tasks, you should ask yourself, does your leadership power look like those bright, colorful, pulsating northern lights, or do your employees think your leadership performances look and feel heavy, cold, and dark like that snowy mountain range and those very tiny dots of distant lights? Dictionary.com defines any person, place, or thing that we believe has beauty as having the quality present in that place or thing or person that gives intense pleasure or deep satisfaction to our mind. Whether that pleasure or satisfaction comes from any sensory manifestations, such as its shape, color, its sound, smell, etc., or if it comes from a design or pattern, or if we find our pleasure or satisfaction in something else, such as a personality, phenomena, or deity, in which high spiritual or moral qualities are manifest. For example, some of the dreams of beauty that leaders can believe in should include our philosophical purposes, our vision statements, our strategic plans and strategic intentions, our daily and meeting agendas of priorities, our innovation and problem solving processes, our communications of meanings, or our coaching or investigating skills. Professor von der Fur explains that Hofmeier described living systems as consisting of biosemiotic understanding, meaning, and significance, and that these aspects cannot be outsourced to a location in the brain or to the psyche. Rather, these items form the semiotic body, which is a dynamical body existing as a communicative interrelationalness on the surfaces of surrounding cells, tissues, and organs in the body, as well as the body itself as a unity in the larger social play that it is part of. In a word, Hofmeier sees all living systems as displaying four distinctive forms of agency, where an agency can be an ability, a force, or capacity. In a word, any of your four forms of agency gives you the resources you need to finesse and act, handle things, or perform in that subtle and delicate manner. And Dewey agrees that knowledge, too, is a product of art and not vice versa. Therefore, according to John Dewey, anyone who perceives aesthetically will create an experience of which the intrinsic subject matter, the substance, is new. In the seat of that most spectacular property of living systems, which we may call agency, which includes the capacity of living or social systems to incorporate spatial events into the project of their own temporal continuation, we observe how 1. Living creatures are self referential or philosophical agencies. They have a history or a moral agency. 3, they react selectively to their surroundings or the sociological agency. And 4, they participate in the evolutionary incorporation of the present into the future as a structural agency. This is why leaders can employ extreme delicacy and subtlety in their acts, performances, skills, taste, or in handling difficult or highly sensitive situations or artfully manage their circumstances. You have to appreciate that the leadership case model is a disciplined action application of actions. You will see that these case actions should consist of all four dimensions for every human activity, which consist of actions on, which are physically based actions, actions with, which are mentally or intellectually based actions, actions for, which are emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually based, and actions towards, which are developmentally oriented or future focused activities. In the leadership case model, leaders are comparators. They assess or analyze the similarities or differences, and if so, you should ask yourself why there is a disconnect between those operating results or states and your goals. Comparators conduct leadership or organizational performance audits, which are contrasted against or compared with their strategic and action plans or goals, where your metrics are always actionable, accessible, and auditable. In the leadership case model, leaders are activators who find themselves manifesting elements of authority for guidance, direction, control, or correction. This is where and how you integrate and incorporate your ensigns of command. Those ensigns of command include such things as your words, gestures, models, or diagrams, etc., with your strategies or your strategic plans. Notice how the structural elements of authority reflect all four types of agency discussed earlier. In the leadership case model, leaders are selectors who evaluate, discriminate, or catalog information sources as background or constant noise or irrelevant or relevant and useful, such as information intensifying fields, that is, pouring out facts, figures, fictions, or fantasies and features, or knowledge energizing forces for assembling useful, relevant inroads, insights, and solutions, or innovation enabling factors, which are applying unique discoveries or artifacts to create and shape new configurations. In the leadership case models, leaders are expediters, where you are facilitating or enabling elegantly delightful processes for fruitful assemblies, nutritious catalysts, and blossoming progressions of your ecological and ecosystemic energy processes, which are the information based, life giving, life sustaining, life replicating, or life consuming elements found in all social activities, social interactions, and social exchanges. Your leadership power, abilities, strengths, and insights can and should be used to finesse and deliver various types of artistic masterpieces for the enrichment, enjoyment, and encouragement of your employees. Your master works could include things of beauty like inspirational missions or philosophical purposes, vivid images and elegant models of your visionary aspirations, structurally found and effectively distinctive strategic intentions or plans, and socially edifying interactions and culturally harmonious conversations. To incorporate beauty into and majestically finesse your leadership performances, you can use disciplined activities like the case model, the agency model, or other systems, formulas, or programs. Just remember this: the art of leadership uses finesse to produce performances of beauty. This ends today's lesson. Now, you are looking at uh, the catalog of materials, training, and coaching support, which are featured in my Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program. You can see that this program is designed to dramatically improve your leadership performances and your leadership strengths to comprehensively empower the performances, the achievements of your people. And as you're looking at that, I'm going to run back over to the um, control panel because I didn't actually put it up, and now I am. I finally put it up there. If you look on the right-hand side of your screen right now, what you will see is you will see the um, the button that you can press to read more and learn more about this program. It's on the right-hand side of your screen. And this program right now is available to you at my lowest possible price. So I urge you to visit the webpage at www.one-im.com/LPP tools. Let me put this back up here so that everybody can see it again. Whoops. All righty. Great. And Yeah, and just in case you're not able to see it, I hope you can. I think I basically lost the ability to show it at the big thing, but the um, the URL, the web page is there, www.one-im.com/LPP-tools, or you can just simply click on the Enroll and Get Started Now button that you see on the right hand side of your screen, and that will open up a new web browser window or a new web browser tab, and that way you won't lose me, and you can take a look at that program right after we finish today, and we're not going to be on too much longer. While you're doing all of that, I have to make sure that I also get send out the two bonus gifts for today's webinar for those of you watching either the live or the replay session of this webinar. Um, and and what you will get for your two bonus gifts for attending, and they're free. Just simply uh, download both of these PDF documents. One PDF document is my infographic called The 5 Leadership Uplifter Tasks. It's a great little one-page PDF document that you can download, print out, um, and put on your desk and sort of refer to it every day as you go through your daily activities and tasks as a leader. I think you'll find that you're performing at least one or more of those tasks at any given point in time in your day. And this infographic is designed to help to guide your actions and make sure that you are doing what you really intend to do, one of those 5 tasks. And the second PDF document is an 8-page Words with Wisdom paper. And again, download that to your computer, and that way you can read it at your leisure. You can read it. You can read it by printing it out as well, since it's a PDF document and it is 8 pages long, and it contains a number of the ideas and principles and strategies that we discussed today, as well as in previous episodes of our Leadership Power Paradigms webinar series. So those are your 2 bonus gifts, and both those who are here on the live broadcast, as well as those of you who are watching the video recording or the replay recording, can easily see these 2 bonus gifts, as well as the Leadership Power Paradigms producer tools program as well. And speaking of that program, what you read on that page will help you to understand a little more about what this program is designed to help you to do and help you to get better at, improve your performances. And don't forget that I always offer a no questions asked, no risk to you 30-day money back guarantee for this program and all of my programs at least. So you really have nothing to lose by enrolling now in this awesome educational program. And like I say, this is at its lowest possible price. And of course, for those of you who see this episode or see this episode within the next week or 2 of my doing it, I can make that statement, because I can tell you that real soon that lowest possible price will be the lowest possible price, but it'll be a lot, how shall I say, it'll be a lot larger or a lot higher than it is right now. So anyway, I'm just looking to see if there's any questions or comments, and there aren't from any of the live attendees. So for those of you watching the replay recording of this episode, I also suggest that you use the question box that you see on the right-hand side of the screen. You can easily send me a question. It'll automatically email it to me. It will automatically include your email address and your name, which is what you needed to use to register to even see this in the first place. So you don't have to put in that information. But if you wish to speak to me about your question or your comment, just simply include your phone number if you are located in the United States or in Canada, and only if you're located in the United States or Canada. You can just include your phone number, and I'll give you a call, and we can have a nice discussion about your question or your comment or your thoughts. Um, and if you are located outside of the US or Canada, then I encourage you to include your Skype ID. That is your Skype ID. Skype is a free service, especially for those of you who communicate via Skype from Skype to Skype calls. Just simply go to Skype.com and sign up for an account if you don't already have one. But if you are located outside of the U.S. or Canada, and you wish to speak to me, well, you can just simply include your Skype ID, and I will give you a call on Skype. I use it pretty extensively with most of my clients anyway, because that way I can even upload things like reports that I have, or papers that I have, or articles, or even images that I have, which might help to answer your question or to give you a little more guidance. And of course, that is free. That's a free thing. So don't worry about, oh, well, wait a second, is this guy going to charge me for speaking to me on Skype or by phone call? No, I will not. All I want to do is to be able to help people to improve their leadership performances. That's why I'm here. And so anyway, I encourage you to to take advantage of all of that stuff. Okay, so I'm just looking to see if there's any further comments or questions, and there are not from any of the live audience members. So I'm going to say God bless each and every one of you. Godspeed to you all. And I wish each and every one of you the very best of success in all of your leadership endeavors. This is Bill Thomas signing off from this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. I look forward to seeing you on future episodes. Take care.